My name is Joe Elisii.
And you live in Hull.
I'm a lifelong resident of the town.
That's great.
And lately I've got interested in some of the politics that's going on in the town. I've gathered some information, and I've given it to two previous selectmen, two current selectmen, and one of the members of the advisory board. Nothing was done about it.
What were your concerns that you said to them?
Well, my concerns are that I think a lot of the town officials are being overpaid. Taxes are going up a lot here, and we're not the only town that's high. I was just looking in the ledger, and it brought out 4 different towns.
Exactly.
Taxes are high, seem to be high everywhere.
Exactly.
But I think one of the things that people in other towns are concerned with, and as they are here, that the pension system seems to be way out of whack. I read a letter to the editor in the Ledger from a Weymouth woman. She quoted the fact that the Weymouth police chief is retiring with $111,000 a year, and it's unbelievable. And like she said in the letter, what about the people who are self-employed? They can't do this.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, it's just way out of whack. And the same thing has happened here. And I say to myself, why did I break my back all these years working as a contractor when I could have got into, town politics? It's a way to go.
Right. Now, something else that recently happened in Hull is the town manager doubled the rates basically to the electric light is paying in lieu of the taxes. And the same thing with I believe with the sewer plant. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, that is, to me, it's just another tax, because the people will pay for it in increased light bills and increased sewer bills. And to me, it's the same thing as the state trying to put raise tolls on the turnpike to pay for reckless spending at the Big Dig. It's the same thing. My belief is that the town has too many vehicles. And they're not cheap. I mean, it costs money to buy a vehicle in the beginning and to maintain it, insure it. And the fire chief has an unmarked car that I don't understand why the chief has to have a car to go from his home to the fire station. Otherwise, what does he need it for?
Right.
Now I'll give you a little example that's something that bugs me. Last summer, right across the street, there was a car fire.
Okay.
And the owner called the fire department. Mm-hmm. The ambulance came up, a ladder truck and a pump truck, mm-hmm. and the young firefighters quickly put on protective gear and they attacked the fire. The captain who was on duty didn't show up 5 or 6 minutes later. Nice clean white shirt, mm-hmm. clean black pants, shiny shoes, and he stood there with his hands in his pockets and watched these fellas. Now, I don't know if that's what his job is supposed to be, but where was he for the first 5 or 6 minutes? If he was not on duty down the fire station, he was on duty down the fire station. Why wasn't he there when the call came in? Where was he? Why was he riding around with the town car somewhere? And the same captain, quite a few weeks later, I happened to be on B Street where my sister lives. I saw all the fire apparatus in front of a house. Mm-hmm. I thought it was my sister's house, but it was a medical call directly across the street. The same captain shows up late again and walks in the house. I mean, where is the hands-on management? If it isn't the chief, why hasn't the town manager laid out some guidelines for the different departments to follow?
We just want to say, though, we don't know where he was, just for the record. We don't know. He might have been at another call. He might have been inspecting a home, inspecting a condo. We don't know. So, I mean, we want to say that for the record.
You really don't know.
We don't know, yeah.
But I have seen this guy riding around. They go home for lunch. They go all over the place. Right. But the town manager should have guidelines for the chief to follow.